Good evening or good morning, whatever part of time it is, whatever time it is where you guys are from. Joseph Parker, Dillian Whyte, July 28th. Fucking excellent. I fucking love this fight. And I'll tell you why I love Joseph Parker versus Dillian Whyte. Because Dillian Whyte has been talking so much shit about Joseph Parker for months. For months, Dillian Whyte has been saying that Joseph Parker was a bum. Joseph Parker fought like shit. Joseph Parker had the worst defense in boxing. For months, Dillian Whyte was saying that Joseph Parker wouldn't last 3 rounds with Anthony Joshua. I mean, again, if you don't believe me, go back and look at every time they asked Dillian Whyte his opinion of Joseph Parker prior to Joseph Parker fighting Anthony Joshua. It was always negative. It was always how shitty of a fighter Joseph Parker was. So this is why I'm excited to see this fight. Because let's see if Dillian Whyte could back it up. He spent months, saying Joseph Parker was rubbish. He was this, he was that. Well, let's see. Joseph Parker did a better job than Dillian Whyte did against Anthony Joshua. Because Joseph Parker didn't get brutally knocked the fuck out in 7 rounds with an uppercut. He actually went the distance. I like this fight because this is going to show me, a lot of Dillian Whyte fans believe that Dillian Whyte is really good. There are some people that think that Dillian Whyte is unbeatable, which is absolutely ridiculous, but he has a big hardcore fan base. So let's see how good Dillian Whyte is. Okay, let's see if he could back it up. He's been saying that Joseph Parker has a horrible chin. Let's see if he can knock out Joseph Parker. And you know what I actually think? I actually think this is a bad matchup for Dillian Whyte. Because Joseph Parker is a boxer. He knows how to move. He's not going to be fighting the way he fought Hughie Fury against Dillian Whyte. He's going to be moving against Dillian Whyte. Because Joseph Parker is a smart guy and he knows that Dillian Whyte has a big issue. And one of those big issues that Dillian Whyte has is movement. Dillian Whyte struggles with movement. Dillian Whyte looks his best when you're standing right in front of him in the pocket. The reason he looks best when you're standing right in front of him in the pocket is because he gets to let his combinations go. He gets to throw his uppercuts. Right hands down the pipe. He was throwing a really good right hand down the pipe against Lucas Brown, but Lucas Brown was standing right next to him. But when he's in there with guys that move, a la Robert Helenius, it's difficult for him to land. So this is why I know that Joseph Parker is going to be on the back foot, because Joseph Parker normally fights that way. When he has to fight certain styles, he moves. He becomes the aggressor, but normally he fights the counter-puncher way. So he's going to give Dillian Whyte hell. Let's see if Dillian Whyte could adapt and cut the ring off against Joseph Parker. And by the way, congrats to Joseph Parker. Once again fighting in the UK. Once again going to England. You see, he's a road warrior. This is why I tell people, you can't be defending Anthony Joshua saying he has every right to stay in the UK his whole life, when you got other fighters, other past champions that are willing to go to other people's backyards. This is the second time in a row for Joseph Parker to go to the UK. Second time. But unlike the first time, I think this is a more winnable fight for Joseph Parker than Dillian Whyte, because I think Joseph Parker has the skill set to give Dillian Whyte hell. This is very interesting. I like this fight. Earlier, I reported that it looked like they were going to get the Brian Jennings fight, but obviously he's not going to fight Brian Jennings. He's fighting Dillian Whyte, which I think is way better than Brian Jennings, because Dillian Whyte is more active and he's more relevant than Brian Jennings. So of course I would rather see Dillian Whyte versus Joseph Parker. And let me just tell you this right now. This is a very competitive fight. There's probably going to be, UK British boxing channels out there who are going to go around acting like this is a easy fight for Dillian Whyte, because they're nut huggers of Dillian Whyte. Trust me, homie. This is not no easy fight for Dillian Whyte. This is going to be a very difficult fight for him, depending on the way Joseph Parker fights. I think if he fights toe-to-toe, it's going to be an easier fight for Dillian Whyte. But I think if he fights the way he should fight, a smart way, which is move, play the counterpuncher, I think he's going to give Dillian Whyte hell. Again, Dillian Whyte acts like Joseph Parker's a bum. He's trash. He has the worst defense. Let's see if he can land on Joseph Parker and take him out. Let me tell you something right now. I doubt he's going to be able to land to the point where he's going to be able to rock Joseph Parker and stop him. I actually think this fight's going to go the distance. I don't think Joseph Parker has the power to knock out Dillian Whyte. And despite the fact that Dillian Whyte knocked out, Lucas Brown brutally, he has to be able to land on his opponent to knock him out. And Dillian Whyte is bad at cutting off the ring. Therefore, I think this fight's going to go the distance. But I like this about Joseph Parker. I made a video months ago, like literally right after Joseph Parker lost his WBO strap against Anthony Joshua, that he went around saying he wanted to jump right into a big fight. And you know what? Joseph Parker wasn't fucking playing around, because he's fighting a big fight right away. So I gotta give respect to Joseph Parker. Gotta give credit to Joseph Parker. He's fighting these big fights. He could have fought a bum. He could have gone to his first comeback fight after his first loss. He could have gone to New Zealand and fight a guy with 10 losses and knock them out in 30 seconds. But he didn't do that. He didn't choose to do that. He chose to fight a big known name like Dillian Whyte in a high quality fight in the UK. So you gotta give Joseph Parker credit. Again, I personally want to see if Dillian, the body snatcher Whyte, can back up his fucking words. Because this guy, I was reporting everything that Dillian Whyte was saying about Joseph Parker for months. Dillian Whyte has been talking shit about Joseph Parker for months. So let's see if this man could back it up. I think this is an excellent fight. And like I said, what do you guys think of this fight? Let me know in the comment section. Who do you guys think is going to win? I think it's a good fight. I'm not going to tell you who I think is going to win, but what I will say is I think it's very competitive. And I'm excited. I got to respect both Joseph Parker and Dillian Whyte. Again, let's see if Mr. Dillian Whyte could back up what he said. Let's see.